Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest and greatest episode of the Lowbot Podcast. I'm Tyler.
I'm Josh.
And we are back.
Feels good. It feels good. It's been way too long.
Been a hot minute.
Way too long. I know you've been eager to get back into it. I have as well.
Yeah.
For the people that have been asking when we are, I think we had like one or two.
Yeah.
You've been messaging us on the Instagram page where we've been at. We took a hiatus. Is that how you pronounce it? Hiatus. Fuck, I screw it up every time. I can't pronounce it at all for whatever reason. We took a break, I guess, to put it bluntly. And you had some personal stuff, and then once you dealt with that, I was in the middle of moving.
Yeah.
And that was stressful on my end, so we couldn't use what you deem the trap house.
Yeah, the trap house is gone.
Yeah, so the townhouse at Lightsview is no longer going to be there. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it dearly. But now we're here. I've been here for just over a month.
Yep.
I think, something
around
like that.
Yep.
So now we're in Woodville, the old stomping ground, nice apartment, much cheaper. Yeah, we can actually do a video thing now.
Speaking of which, for our new YouTube audience and everyone on Spotify or anything, we are now on YouTube.
Yes.
We are recording on my phone at the new location. The name has not been chosen. Not the trap house.
To be decided.
TBD.
Yes, TBD.
The new nickname. But yeah, we are on YouTube. If you can still stay on, we're going to stay on Spotify and Apple and Breaker on anything, but we're also going to be on YouTube. So if you did want a video podcast, hello.
Yeah, it's a whole nother audience, which I feel like we're missing on. I know a lot of the things we do is through Anchor. Anchor's a bit limiting, unfortunately, in terms of just a content creation standpoint. So I felt like YouTube was the right way to go, and why not use the space that we've got?
Exactly.
You've been great with getting us this equipment stuff done. I did the mic stuff. You did the chair and the
Are we going to talk about how we got these chairs?
Oh, yeah, let's go into it. That's
the chairs is a good story.
Experience I've had.
We were talking, you getting furniture for your new place, because your last place was already furnished.
Yes.
The trap house was previously furnished by the homeowners.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So he comes to this new place, completely barren. We need to get furniture. He's been sorting out furniture, and for those who don't know, furniture is expensive.
So expensive.
So it took like a month to get couches in, right? So we were like, oh, well, we want to do a video for the pod. What do we want to do? And you came to me and you're like, I want big chairs. Like
armchairs,
big armchairs, big. I don't know.
Because I wanted it to be relaxed.
Yeah, very relaxed. Considering, well, just for those who don't know, quick pause, quick tangent. We started doing this pod on one single Blue Yeti microphone at my house.
Let's talk about that, because this is potentially the first video that's going to go up.
Yeah.
This all started because every weekend we get together and we talk about basketball, because we get together once a week. Very rarely do we miss the gathering that we get once a week. But when we do, it's usually basketball. It's one of our biggest interests that we have mutually. So we always talk about that. And then you flicked me a text one day. And it was like, we talk about basketball every Saturday. Why don't we just do a podcast?
Yeah.
And that's crossed my mind before. I've never mentioned anything because I didn't think people were into it. But I listened to a lot. You listen to a lot as it is. And it just made sense. The chemistry was there. The conversations were there. So it was like, why not? Let's do it. But we didn't have the setup to go. And you wanted to go right into it. I was a bit hesitant because
you're a bit more of a perfectionist. You want to have everything perfect. Yeah, ready to go.
I'm always the guy that's going to be quality over quantity. But I think you were right in getting right into it. So like you said, how it started was literally at your place, at your desk, your personal desk with your personal computer, your single, was it a Blue Yeti microphone? That we had to hunch over and share.
Yeah.
We didn't have two microphones, it was just the one.
And it was just after we ate, so we were bloated.
Yeah, we had Chinese food back in the day. Yeah. That was a weird point. But there was something magical about it.
Yeah, it just felt right.
It was very humbling when we look back at it. So from there, we went to my place, which is the trap house, the townhouse in Lightsview. And we were using my desk. And the reason why we started using that, because I actually found my second microphone. So I've always had...
Well, we were still using one microphone when we got to yours.
No, we had two. So
two right away?
Yeah. So the reason why we changed, I believe, was because I found the second microphone.
Found the second microphone?
Yeah. So I found that. So now instead of running a USB microphone, we're running two XLR microphones.
Yeah.
But we're still on either sides of the desk.
Yeah.
Half the time I was on like my kitchen stool. You were on my kitchen chair from downstairs.
I had to bring a chair up the stairs every day.
And I don't think you ever brought it back down.
No.
Either. Like I had to do that if we needed it
because I'm clumsy.
Too clumsy.
For those who don't know, I'm extremely clumsy. So there's a good chance it would have fallen down the stairs.
Yeah. But it was like also like with the microphone, it was a big upgrade.
Yeah.
But then I only had one microphone arm. The other was like this ratchet thing which you couldn't move very well. And I had it was held down by weights.
Yeah.
So no one could see that because it was just audio only. But that's where it came from. And now sitting here in a couple armchairs, coffee table, and proper microphone arms, it just...
personalized mugs. Yes. So my girlfriend had a great idea to do personalized mugs with our logo on it.
Ellie, if you're watching this, which is your girlfriend, for those who don't know, this is an amazing idea. I love it so much.
I'll get her to watch it.
Oh yeah, please do. This is the coolest thing. When you gifted this, it was just crazy. I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, that's where we came from.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me to think that we went from... I know it's not a success story in any way, but I'm happy with where it's come.
Absolutely. Constant upgrades.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is I always wanted it to be more of a relaxed thing, because when we talk about basketball, it's generally always going to be relaxed, and this is kind of finally where I want it to be. Mm-hmm. I know the whole video thing is a new thing. We've not done that before. Generally, like I said, it's all been audio only. Kind of feels like season 2 in a weird way, but with a twist.
I've been saying, like, season 2, this is our return. Our pilot season went well, and we're back.
We took that break. We're rejuvenated, we're refreshed, a lot on the mind, it's relaxed, and it's a new platform.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for it. So here's to season 2 of the Low Block. Let's go. I'm going to take a sip. Hope the mic can pick that up.
Hope that might pick that up. So the chairs. The chairs was an interesting story. I won't take too long. But yeah, you were talking to different furniture companies, and you were saying what, $100 to $200 each for chairs like this?
Yeah, so on sale, something exactly like this was going for around $130. But most places like when they weren't on sale, were around $250.
Right, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money,
right? If you just moved, you already had to buy a bunch of furniture. Yeah. That's a lot of fucking money. So I remember, like, I'm impatient. So I said to you, I bet you I can find these chairs on Marketplace probably within the week.
Yeah.
And sitting, I don't think you had a couch then. So I was sitting either on the floor or on a stool.
Oh, yeah, that's depressing. Like the first few weeks, my couches just weren't coming in. So we had one deck chair, which was provided by Adam. Thank you, Adam.
Between the three of us, yeah. Adam.
Freaking depressing, man.
So I was sitting probably on the floor on Marketplace. Because I'm always on Marketplace. I'm the Marketplace master out of the three of us. The Market master. And I found these chairs. And we messaged them saying, hey, for a very affordable price.
Yeah, so instead of the usual $130 each, generally $130 to $200, we got these for $50 tops.
Yes, $50 for both.
That's nuts. And as you can see, it's a bit ratchet at the moment, but they're so comfy. Data's not going away. And, you know, to start this platform off, to start season 2, this is perfect. This is all I want, so...
The best part about the story was not only did I find them that day, I messaged them and we got them that day. Yes. I messaged them saying, hey, can you deliver? We'll pay extra. They said, no, I live in the western suburbs. And we said, we're also
we live in the western suburbs, yeah.
And we're like, okay, can we come see them? We get there, $50 exchange. Can't fit them in a car.
No.
So we put them on our heads and we walked them home. We walked them from that lady's house back here.
So it's about a 20-minute walk there and back. Adam dropped us off, thank God. But it just wasn't going to fit in his car, so he left back to my apartment so we can eat his gyros.
He grabbed his gyros and went back to the apartment.
And put on Scott Pilgrim and was waiting for us. Yeah. But so we're like, how the hell are we going to get these? Because they were not overly heavy.
But they're bulky.
They're bulky. And carrying that, because it was rather hot that day. Yeah. Wasn't the worst, but it was still rather hot. And it was like, how the hell are we going to carry this for 20 minutes? And so we just put it on our heads. And that was a great journey. We were singing, what was it, Flamingo?
Flamingo.
Yeah. And then just people that would stop and comment on it. We did look like idiots.
Everyone was sitting in their fucking front yard that day.
Yeah. We did look like idiots, though.
We did look like idiots.
The people were lovely. And that was one of the weirdest and coolest experiences I've had with obtaining furniture.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
that's another story with
this. Yeah, that's why
this is just IKEA. For those who don't know, this little table is just IKEA.
Yes.
Nothing fun.
These armchairs are now close to our hearts.
Absolutely.
Because of how we obtained them, how cheap they were.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, I adore them.
God, it's been exciting to set this whole thing up.
Absolutely. And for those who wonder about the blank space, that'll be filled with something.
Yeah.
Or for when Adam
at some point.
We thought he was going to be jumping in here more full time, but that was a misunderstanding.
I swear to God, I had this conversation with you. Adam, I'm not having a go at you, but I had this conversation with you, and you were like, yeah, I'm keen to get on and talk more basketball casually. And then you go to him, and I've mentioned this before, and you go, oh yeah, so I heard you're keen to be on the pod a bit more. And I was like, no, I never had that conversation before.
He claimed that never happened.
It made me look like an idiot. So I had to approach him and we had this conversation. But he thought I was talking about a different pod. We don't have another pod.
Not yet. Maybe
not yet.
If this takes off, if Spotify wants to buy this pod, we'll make a second pod.
Enough for me to be a farmer. Spotify, if you're listening.
He wants to be a farmer.
I want to be a farmer.
Man, I can do the pod from the farm. Man doesn't even own a real plant. That's fake. He wants to be a farmer. That's a fake plant.
The one real plant I had was gifted to me, and I left it at the old place by accident.
I own a plant. His name's Ivan. He's growing well. Yeah. I'm more qualified to be a farmer than you are.
You look more the part as well, actually. I don't know. Something about you just look like the overalls, I think, because you wear overalls.
Because I wear dungarees sometimes.
Yeah, and like that's a farmer look sometimes.
Okay. Look, fair enough.
Without the undershirt.
Fair enough.
One of the straps.
I'm country boy.
Yeah, country boy, farmer boy. I love it.
Okay.
But that's the intro. That's why we've been gone for so long. It's personal stuff. I was moving.
Recap.
That's it.
It's our off season. It's our personal
off season recap. Yeah. So now we're back for season 2 of the Low Block. And boy, it's been exciting.
So we're not going to get into too much detail today about little stuff in the league. We're going to try and recap the season thus far. And boy, it's been an eventful season.
I was just going to go right into a question.
Oh, shoot.
What has been the most surprising thing this season for you so far? Because there's been so much. James Harden to Brooklyn. Okay.
So
I didn't have that on my list.
KD's one of my favorite players in the league.
Yes.
James Harden
always has
been.
Favorite
players in the league. They're back. On the same team.
I have a bone to pick with you, actually.
Go for it.
And I love how we're starting this off with a bone to pick with you.
Go for it.
You despise Anthony Davis. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah.
I know the exact question you're going to ask. It pisses me off a lot.
That pisses you off, the James Harden thing?
James Harden forcing him out of Houston pissed me off so much.
Because I thought that'd put you in a tough situation as a fan of James Harden to not like that route that he took out of Houston, forcing himself out.
It's such a detriment to his character for me.
Yep.
I didn't have too much issues with the character because he helped a lot in the community. He didn't seem like the best teammate some of the times, but he helped a lot.
Phenomenal player, but
this one really irked me and really pissed me off as a detriment to his character.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that last night because I was excited for the pod, and because I remember you maybe mentioned it on the podcast previously about how you weren't a fan of how Anthony Davis handled his situation in New Orleans.
Yeah,
it wasn't the worst, but also probably shouldn't have been handled that way.
Yeah.
But then the thing with James Harden, obviously I'm not going to sit on it, but I was just curious.
He did pretty much the same thing.
Same thing, but just for some reason it just sat a bit worse for me because I like Anthony Davis. I'm not going to defend his actions. I never will with these kind of things. I think if you're under contract, you're under contract. Kind of keep it hush until it's up.
Yeah. We tend to lay more to a contract as a contract.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the
Player
way it should be.
empowerment, but a contract is a fucking contract.
Yes.
Don't Paul George it.
Yes, don't Paul George it. Never Paul George. But So James Harden to Brooklyn's been the most surprising thing this year. Did you anticipate him being traded at all this season?
I partially thought it was going to happen in the offseason, maybe just before the deadline, but not to Brooklyn. There was always rumors, and I was like, my boys are getting back together. But wow, it actually happened.
Yeah, it actually happened.
And they instantly jumped to top 3 in the East.
Oh yeah, they're a top team in the East right now. The only one defeating them is probably my biggest, maybe not surprise, but where they should be is Philly. 76ers are wild right now.
Yeah.
And Embiid
is having an MVP season.
Can we talk about Embiid?
We can talk about Embiid for a little bit.
Finally, because we had in last season when we were talking on our podcast we did a whole episode based on Philly. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest takeaways from it, and it just wasn't a great fit. It didn't feel like it. Ben Simmons was refusing to shoot. Mm-hmm. Joel Embiid had a lot of health issues. Tobias Harris just couldn't play basketball.
The offense wasn't running right.
No shooters either. Shake Milton was their best shooter.
The team wasn't built correctly, and the team wasn't running well.
Yes. And I feel like where Philly is now, even with, it's crazy to think that they had once Jimmy Butler as well, which is insane. I don't think when they had Jimmy Butler, I don't think they didn't live up to expectations. They were one freak shot away by Kawhi Leonard from going to the finals.
Yeah.
That's fine. If brand new team, that you've done great. Mm-hmm. But what they've done now, Joel Embiid has ascended to an absolute superstar in my eyes.
He's playing amazingly.
Insane. He is tied with Jokic in the league for the most 30 and 10 stat line games. So 30 points, 10 rebounds. He's been absolutely insane. He can do everything. He can shoot the three consistently. He's shooting over 40% from three.
Wild.
He can shoot the mid consistently. His post game has gotten better. His defense is insane.
His post game is elite.
Like when we talk off the pod about, you know how you get those, I think in like gacha games, the ranking system where like how they go to offense and defense. And
Yeah.
I don't know the actual term for it, but like his is just wild.
Yeah.
The only thing he can't really do is pass.
Yeah, he's become such a complete player.
And he's been so healthy.
He always had that
this
potential to be like such a complete player, but now it's like, wow, you're doing everything.
The main concern I had with Joel Embiid, and I probably said it on the pod before, and I know I've said it to you personally when we're just discussing it off the pod, is his health and his concerns. Like, because he always had like weird reasons for not being in the game.
Weird underlying health concerns.
But he has been so consistent this year, so phenomenal. He would probably be my number 2 pick for MVP. I was thinking about this last night.
Okay.
My 1 probably isn't going to get a lot of attention. I don't think he's going to get it, but it's who I would vote for. I think I'm looking at it from more of a narrative standpoint as well, is Damian Lillard. To me, he has been absolutely insane.
Is this partial recency bias? Because you texted me last night.
So that's why I was looking into Damian Lillard, because he's been so dominant this year. When you look at Portland's record, it should not be that good. They should not be up there with the top teams, but they are.
Especially with CJ.
They don't have CJ. They don't have Zach Collins. They don't have Nurkic.
No, Nurk's back.
Oh, Nurk's back.
Yeah, but he's just not playing.
Oh, well, no, he's been injured for a bit. He's been suited up.
I thought he was back.
No, every time I see him, he's suited up with a cast in his hand doing this. I don't know.
Well, there you go. That's
it's literally
like on-off play. Like, I don't know if he's
just been Damian Lillard. It's been insane, and the fact that every year he can get them to 50 wins, get them to the playoffs, make a good playoff run. It's absolutely insane. And this is the best year he's ever had. He's averaging 30 points, averaging
numbers are off
close to 40% from 3 on over 11 attempts.
And most of those are dribble jumpers too. That's not spot up.
Yep. Absolutely insane. 4 from 4 in under 10 seconds in clutch moments. And when you put in comparison to Donovan Mitchell, who's averaging 28% in clutch shots, it doesn't compare. He's the most. Him and Jokic are the most clutch people in the league 100%. By far. And the fact that it's 30 points, I think it's like 4 rebounds, 6 assists, insane efficiency, over 90% from the free throw line. His team is up there with the best teams in the West. At what point do people start acknowledging Damian Lillard as this guy's an absolute superstar? Because he's always been that guy where it's like, if you're better than Damian Lillard, you're a superstar. If you're not, you're just an all-star.
Yeah.
But I think he's ascended, for me anyway, I'm not really going to argue it too much, but to me, I'm happy putting him up there with the superstars, with the Joel Embiid, with the Kevin Durant's and whatnot. He's absolutely insane. And the fact that his team's up there, it's the only reason I have him above Jokic. Jokic is doing just as much. Jokic is an absolute superstar. But the team isn't winning as much as Portland, which is so weird to say.
Yeah.
Because I really thought Denver would be up there. I think it's mainly because Jamal Murray hasn't been what he was in the playoffs. And that's going to be true to him.
And our defense has dropped significantly this season.
Yeah, unfortunately. But that would be my pick. Obviously, if he can keep this up, I don't know. Like, he just came off a 44-point game. It's absolutely insane.
He's playing amazingly. But like, I don't want to get into MVP too much.
I would just it's fun to talk about this stuff because it's been so long since we've, like I said, had a podcast episode, and I like to talk about the exciting stuff. And I guess, like I said, your biggest surprise this year has been James Harden to Brooklyn. Yeah. In a weird way, mine's been like Joel Embiid ascending into superstardom.
Utah Jazz.
No one
could have seen this coming.
Because we had a conversation after the season of our pod was done, and you didn't have the Jazz as a lock for the playoffs.
No, I thought the West, with Chris Paul going to Phoenix and a bunch of other stuff, I didn't have them as a lock. And boy, do I look foolish.
Yeah, because I had them as a lock, but I had them as like the top 6th seed.
Yeah.
I didn't see them getting past the 6th seed with how stacked it is, with Steph Curry being healthy with Golden State, like you said, with Chris Paul going to Phoenix, who have also been a surprise in their own right. Like, they're absolutely insane. Lakers have been falling off. They just can't win games. The Wizards
with AD injured.
The Wizards have won like 8 in their last 11 games.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they've just gotten it together.
Just more time with Russ.
Yeah, and it's just insane what the league's doing. It's just fluctuating so much. And it's been really, really exciting to actually get back into watching it. Admittedly, I wasn't watching it as much. I had this conversation with Adam, I believe. He brought it to my attention because there aren't really any fans in the arenas anymore. They're starting to put a few, but really there's no fans.
It feels weird.
I think it feels weird as well. Adam phrased it to me, for those that don't know, that the NBA is probably the best suited to stream and televise without fans. And I do agree. Yeah. It doesn't take away too much from the game, where if you're watching the NFL, you kind of need the fans. The fans are the experience there with the NFL because of so many just down periods there. Same with soccer. Fans and soccer are so intertwined.
Yeah.
And I agreed with it, but then as I was watching basketball, Damian Lillard going 4 for 4 in clutch moments. Jokic hitting clutch shot after clutch shot.
That 50-point Embiid game where he went up but he had his arms out, and it's like, if that was in Philly.
Embiid is my number one answer for that. Embiid feeds off the crowd.
Yeah.
Whether it's his home crowd or the opposing crowd, he's always wanting more. And I realized this superstar year we're seeing from Embiid, I want nothing more than to fans see that live and for me to watch that. Obviously we're not in Philly, so we can't see that live, but it's things like that, because I realized watching the bubble playoffs last year, it was missing that. And it's just that sound, you can't replicate it, that feeling, that ambience. When you see teams go on a road game, it's not really a road game. It doesn't feel the part.
The games this season, there's some teams that have allowed some fans in the stadium, some haven't yet.
Yep. But even then, it's been a bit limited.
Preseason games.
I
look at it and I'm like, this feels like a preseason game.
Yeah.
Even though it's a real game, it matters.
They all matter.
Regular season, the season's shortened, so it matters even more. But I just wow, this feels like it looks like a preseason game.
Yes, and I think that's one of the things, with the pandemic going on. It feels a bit privileged to say, but I miss fans.
Yeah.
In the arenas, man. It just has a whole nother experience.
Fans in Australia at our sporting events. Because we handled the pandemic.
Because we're not idiots. We mask up and stuff. It's just... Yeah, I don't know. They're just goobers sometimes.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But that's something I'm really, really missing. And it's unfortunate because, even last game where Philly beat the Jazz in overtime, great game. Donovan Mitchell needs to stop playing hero ball a bit. Because like I said, he's going 28% in clutch shots, which is not good.
Hasn't been too efficient.
Considering how good the Jazz are at moving the ball... That's been a bit disappointing from Donovan Mitchell's part. He's playing like an all-star. He deserves it. It's just when it gets to the last couple minutes, Donovan Mitchell kind of switches to a different mode. And I don't think he needs to, because Bojan Bogdanovic is a phenomenal, efficient scorer. Mike Conley has been great this year. Jordan Clarkson has been wild. JC is crazy.
JC, our boy, is going to be sixth man of the year.
That'd be my vote for sixth man of the year.
And that means he can't be a boy anymore.
What was the ruling on that? Was it? I thought it was All-Star.
No, it's not specifically All-Star. It's not like, you've won an award. It's like if someone...
It was if I approached you on the street, I asked you who's your favorite player.
One of my favorite
Jordan
players.
Clarkson would be a weird answer, I think.
Not if he wins sixth man of the year.
I don't know. I think it might be a bit weird. I still think saying Montrezl Harrell would be a weird pick for your favorite player. And he's sixth man of the year.
Okay, maybe.
I still think that's a bit weird. But I think if you're a decorated sixth man like Lou Will, that makes Jamal Crawford. That's a bit different.
We've got All-Star coming up.
Yes.
And two of our boys are going to be in that game.
Julius Randle. Oh my.
And Zach LaVine.
Julius Randle, if you're watching, I love you. I never stopped believing in Julius Randle.
So
love him.
They are going to be leaving Boy Island. We've definitely talked about boys on this pod.
We did a whole podcast episode.
Yeah, we did. So they're two of our biggest boys, I'd say.
Yeah, Julius Randle. I want him back in LA more than anything. I miss him.
It's going to be rough. They have to rip up their boy passports. They can never return to Boy Island.
We've got to wave them goodbye, salute them. God, I'm so proud of him though. You've always been on Zach LaVine's corner. I've always given you shit about Zach LaVine. I'm not a fan, but I love how you've stuck there. He's absolutely deserving of that spot. I was unsure if Julius Randle was going to make All-Star this year, but damn, he just got better and better. Yeah. Last year was looking a bit rough. It looked like, who's the best player? Is it RJ Barrett? Is it Julius Randle? It's very clearly Julius Randle. Yeah, this is his Knicks team. And that's another surprise this season. The Knicks are above 500.
Yeah.
Did you see the New York fans partying on the street because they made 500?
Yeah.
This late in the season? Wild to me. New York, I know you don't like to talk about New York too much, so we won't sit on it too much. There's not too much to talk about, but they've just been great with Quickly being absolutely phenomenal as well. Derrick Rose being a good acquisition. There's just so much going on, which I'm very, very excited for. And they're in the top half of the seeding, I believe, now.
I think, they're definitely in the top 8.
The East, in their own right, in my opinion, are having their own little bloodbath. Usually it isn't close at all. You know, you've got your top contenders and then the bottom barrel.
Yeah, normally for the East, it's like the top 6 is like the top. And then... Like everything under that is,
but no, everything's super close. Like besides obviously the top couple, which is Philly and Brooklyn, but everything else is really close. Boston's struggling. I think they're below 500 at this point.
I think so. Yeah, and Toronto's struggling as well.
Toronto's struggling. Charlotte are doing well. They're I think one game below 500. LaMelo Ball's real.
Boy, wow, he's good.
Yes.
Like I thought he was going to be good.
I didn't think he'd be this good.
Like 4 years in.
That's what I was like 3-4 years. This is what I expected.
God, he got so much better from playing in Australia to now. Like he made a huge leap in that time period.
Yeah, even Michael Jordan came out today and said he's exceeded all our expectations.
Oh, he's a lock for Rookie of the Year so far. Unless something catastrophic happens, he's a lock.
No, yeah, he has to be the lock.
He's averaging like 25, 7, and 7.
Over the last X amount of games, over the season, he's averaging like 16, which is still topping all rookies. The last like 10 games or something, last month, he is averaging over like 20 points a game. His passing is phenomenal. When we watched some highlights, and I watched a game or two of LaMelo playing in the NBL, which is the National Basketball League in Australia. He looked so much more poised than our veterans. He was so quick, so precise. His shooting was the one thing I was like, it still looks a bit funky sometimes, but his passing was phenomenal. His speed was phenomenal. His ability to change speed and his agility was phenomenal.
His tempo control
that has not declined at all.
No, it's gotten better.
Usually when a rookie gets into the league, especially from a different country, it doesn't carry over right away. They need to adjust.
And coming onto a bad team, because those bad habits can get bigger.
And he played his way to these minutes. He wasn't getting minutes initially.
Yeah, he wasn't starting.
Yeah. And now he's, like I said, we both said, he's our lock for the Rookie of the Year. Easily. I don't see anyone else taking that from him.
Like, I remember during season 1 of the Low Block, I said, like, he looks like he's playing his own game of basketball. His tempo control, he's never rushed by the defense. He's playing at his speed. And it looks the exact same thing here.
Because I watched the last Charlotte game, and him and Rozier as well. Shout out to Rozier. He's one of the most efficient 20 points per game scorers in the league by far. So he's worth his contract. But him and LaMelo are really, and Gordon Hayward to an extent, are the reason why this team has just been so fun to watch, which is weird to say.
And is it Malik Monk?
Malik Monk is my pick for most improved.
I always get mixed up between Malik Monk and Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley's all right. He's not as good as Monk.
I think Malik Monk's showing up a lot more because of LaMelo. He definitely improved, but I think like with the way Stat looked amazing next to Steve Nash, Malik Monk looks great next to LaMelo.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. If it wasn't for the injuries, I would have Christian Wood as most improved, but unfortunately he's out. And Detroit, Houston can't win games without Christian Wood.
Yeah.
They just can't. They looked really good with him.
On paper, their team is great looking.
Yes.
Brand new defensive-minded head coach.
It's just not there. Like, Eric Gordon isn't the Eric Gordon we knew. You know,
he's been playing well.
No, he's all right. Like,
up and down?
Up and down. Like, he'll have games.
I've watched him, he's played really well.
Keep watching then, please.
Okay.
Don't stop.
Okay, I guess I'm...
Because they're so bad right now, man. I think they're the second or third worst in the West.
It's true.
From like being there at 500.
Yeah. And
it's just disappointing. That's what because Christian Wood left. So he would be my pick if he wasn't injured. But because he is injured, I would pick Malik Monk. He has been absolutely phenomenal.
I haven't even thought about most improved so far.
I've been thinking about a lot. There's just so much going on. Like so much I wasn't expecting.
Can I give Steph Curry most improved?
No, you cannot. But Steph Curry's up there on my MVP talks. He's my number 4 pick. He's just been like...
You love making lists, so I'm not surprised you have a top 5 MVP.
I love him. I couldn't pick my 5, though. Because I have Damian Lillard, Jokic, Embiid, and Steph Curry.
Bron.
I was thinking about it, but we're struggling to win games right now.
That's true. But Golden State are struggling to win games.
But they should... Who's their second best player? Draymond's playing like garbage. Jordan Poole is their backup. Have you seen Jordan Poole have a good game?
Has been playing up and down.
It's mainly down. Mainly down. He's had like maybe 3-4 good games. I'm not even exaggerating. Draymond's had a really bad year this year. He plays great with Steph, but they're the games we hear about is when he plays great with Steph.
What about with AD out? Who the fuck else is helping LeBron on that team? Who else is having a good season?
We've got a few. Montrezl is having a good year. He is. He's not sixth man worthy, but he's having a good year. He's playing fine. Schroeder's actually playing.
Been injured.
No, he's been playing.
He's not been playing. Isn't he out for an injury?
No, he's playing. He played the last game. Was he not
out for like fucking 15 games with an injury?
He was out for a little bit. I don't think it was that long, but he's been playing for a lot of this year. He's been very, very reliable, actually. So he's up for a big contract after this year.
Is this a contract year?
I believe it's his contract year this year. So I'd hate to see him go because he's playing really, really well. Kuzma's playing well when we need him to. So last year I would have said I'm happy to move off of Kuzma.
James Wiseman's the second best player on Golden State.
He's injured. He's not playing. Please tell me you've been keeping up.
How long has he been injured for?
He's been injured for a while. He's just fallen out of the race. He's been injured.
What date is it?
I swear he's been injured. Because when I was looking at the Rookie of the Year races, he's just fallen out completely. Like, they don't have... He would be my pick for second best player on that team, but he's not there. Like, Golden State should not be above 500 right now. Steph Curry's a phenomenal player. They should not be above 500 with who they've got on that team.
I feel so out of the loop.
You're a little bit, but you're going to get back in the loop now. That's what this weekend's for.
I'm flabbergasted.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm going crazy. But I
Look
recently...
up right now if James Wiseman's injured.
All right, you do your...
I'm going to vamp.
Rant?
Vamp.
Vamp. All right, vamp.
It means to like fill up time while your co-host is doing something else.
Oh, so I am the co-host.
Yeah.
I'm the really...
Should I do an ad from our sponsors?
Fucking, can you get us a sponsor?
We don't have a sponsor.
No.
If anyone out there wants to sponsor us, PayPal me $5.
Why
and
you?
I'll do an ad read.
Why you? Why not me?
PayPal us. We'll set up a low block PayPal. I did that and I got in trouble with PayPal.
You did?
Yeah, remember this?
No, I don't remember this.
That was an issue. But PayPal us $5 and I'll do an ad read. Whatever you want. I'll plug whatever you want.
He's been off and on with injury. So, yeah, he has been injured. Like, the last game... Let me check the last game.
Yeah, last game he played. So I swear, less than a week ago he was playing.
He's just been in and out, I guess. What the fuck? No, I don't want this. Sorry, that's my first swear word this season.
Is for most improved. I don't know who else I would have.
It'd be Christian Wood or Malik Monk. I don't see anyone else. Maybe Jeremy Grant? He kind of like last
big stats
year...
on a bad team.
They've won 11 games, I think. No, 10 games.
Bad team.
I mean, bad is a subjective word.
It's a bad team.
You know what a bad team is? The Timberwolves. Who did I text the other day?
Me.
Was it you that said I would Venmo Adam Silver $5 to remove the Timberwolves from the league?
Yeah.
I stamped $10 at this point. I want them gone. They've won 7 games this year. Cat doesn't do anything for this team. Anthony Edwards doesn't do anything for this team. No one does anything for this team. Rubio's had enough. He comes out every single week with a new quote. We're just not good. This culture sucks.
We used to take the piss out of Phoenix because they're shit culture.
But we like the players.
Right? Look how they've turned it around.
Yes. What about the Timberwolves makes you say, oh yeah, they can turn that around? Because it's not Cat.
They have young talent.
Oh, they got talent. So does New York. And they turned it around quicker than Minnesota did. They have Julius Randle.
To be fair, Emmanuel Quickley was not supposed to be this good this quickly.
Hey, I like that. Quickley's good for a rookie. He's not a game changer.
But he wasn't meant to. He's part of the reason they're doing so well.
No, he is. He's absolutely a big reason why they're doing so well. But they're above 500. The New York Knicks. I have to remind you, it's the New York Knicks.
See,
we saw all the
everyone on YouTube. This is what I have to put up with. He does this and he stares at me.
I don't know why I do this.
Your Italian roots are coming out.
I'm not Italian at all. But, like, we think about the moves that Atlanta made in the offseason. Danilo Gallinari and Capella. And
we can talk about Lloyd Pierce.
It sucks. Lloyd Pierce shouldn't have been fired. 2 years, so many injuries going on. I actually think he's a good coach. I think some other teams should pick him up, whether it's the assistant coach or head coach. I had a lot of faith in Lloyd Pierce. I think he was doing fine with what he was given. And it's weird working around an oddity like Trae Young as well. Point guards are historically the hardest to shape.
He's had up and down play so far.
And they're like, that's not on Lloyd Pierce. That's on Trae Young.
Your best player has been playing up and down. Don't get rid of your head coach.
But Capella's been playing great. John Collins has been playing great. Gallinari's shown up some games. But, like, all the other wings have been injured.
John Collins has had mixed results.
Most of it's been okay. He's not worth his contract
down from
yet.
last year.
I agree with you. But even last year was a great year.
He's coming up to a contract year and he wants fat cash.
He wants fat cash, and they're going to have to pay him. They don't have a choice. But I did hear a rumor this morning that... I think it's the Timberwolves are looking to trade for John Collins. I don't know who they want.
Trade who?
I don't know, right? Who are they trading?
Because they're not going to trade D'Lo or Cat.
No.
You got D'Lo to keep Cat happy.
No.
You're not going to give up Anthony Edwards.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about what goes through the front office in the Timberwolves' minds. I don't know what goes through their coaching. I don't know what goes through their players on the court, except Rubio. Rubio makes sense to me because he wants out. He doesn't want to be there. That makes sense to me. That's logical. You don't want to be in Minnesota playing for the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are just...
Your everlasting hate for the Timberwolves.
I never used to hate the Timberwolves. I'm never a fan of the Timberwolves.
It's over the past 2 to 3 years, your hate for the Timberwolves has been slowly rising.
And you want to know what it is? It's Cat. I don't like Cat. The Timberwolves fans specifically, they're like, this is a generational talent. This is the next big man for the future. This man's a walking 30 and 15 player. Man doesn't play defense. Man plays like a small forward. He can't dribble. He can't post up. He can't do anything. It's a glorified, like, just feels like a Gallinari that's taller. And obviously, just...
Gallo plays defense. How dare you?
No, that's it feels wrong saying it because I'd rather have Gallo. I just don't understand this hype for Karl Anthony Towns. And I'm not slandering him because I know he's been through a lot this past year. And I'm very glad that he's okay and is back to playing basketball. But I just don't see where the stock is for Cat or the Timberwolves. They had Jimmy Butler and it was so bad they couldn't keep... Jimmy wanted nothing more than to be out.
This is what it's like, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even bring up Minnesota.
You love it. They're a 7-29. 7-29. Detroit have more wins. And they don't have a Cat. They don't have... Oh, D'Lo's been injured, but I guarantee when he gets back, I don't think they're making 10 wins this season.
Cat and D'Lo have nearly been together 2 seasons, and they've played like 6 games together.
They played like shit all. But like... When D'Lo has been on the floor,
he's played like shit. This is the worst D'Lo's played since fucking.
Which is unfortunate because we both like D'Lo. He's one of your
favorite players. He's an all-star.
No, he's an all-star. He's,
but yeah, that when he was in Brooklyn, he did amazingly.
Yep,
he was doing well in Golden State, even though his time there was limited.
It's just it's not going to work out. Anthony Edwards he feels like he's playing that Wiggins role. Like honestly, you can't tell me I'm wrong. He's playing that Wiggins role. I still don't know why Golden State got Wiggins. If you've got any insight at this point, it's been a year at this point. I still don't know why they got Wiggins. They needed a wing player. Yeah, I guess.
A veteran wing player.
Yeah. I mean, his defense has been better.
Yeah.
Which is good.
He doesn't need to have, like, any offensive load other than catch and shoot if Steph passed you the ball.
Yep.
Cuts are easy.
Yep.
That's all you need him to do.
Also, yeah, back to James Wiseman. He did play last game. It was 11-11 game. And that's kind of what it's been.
I'm fine with 11-11.
It's fine, but it doesn't compare to LaMelo.
No.
No one kind of does right now. I guess on the other spectrum of that, the most disappointing, this hurts my heart.
Obi?
No, it started with Obi, all
but
right?
to be fair, he's going to come, he's not getting like any minutes.
LaMelo, ascended to the heavens. Boys in the heavens.
I know who you're talking about. Here,
right at the bottom, is Obi Toppin, okay? Below that, in the ground, unfortunately,
Killian Hayes.
He's shooting 50% from the free throw line. He was a phenomenal free throw shooter. He was the reason I vouched for him. I went to the Detroit management. I was like, draft my boy Killian Hayes.
So I have a few things to say. Obi Toppin is playing backup to Randle, and Randle's killing it, getting like
they got to keep doing what they're doing.
Right? Under Tibbs.
Yes. Run him into the ground,
Lord Tibbs.
I love it.
And see what happens when you give Tibbs a dominant power forward? Stands out.
Give Tibbs a team, man. That's all I want. Tibbs doesn't get a lot of respect.
Derrick Rose comes back, plays great.
Yes.
But Obi Toppin needs more growth, but he doesn't have time because Randall's having an all-star season.
Yep.
Killian Hayes is great potential, but he's on as our man would say, he's on a rat team.
He is the worst player I've seen this year.
Killian Hayes looks rough. He's on a bad team.
So he don't look.
When
he don't look rough. He look horrid.
Good rookies, when talented potential rookies go to bad teams without structure, their bad habits get amplified.
Yep.
Go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it looks like that here.
It's rough. Detroit, I don't think they're in it. I hate to bring it back to Minnesota. I'm not going to slander them, but like the culture, I think, is different. I think.
Oh, it's different.
Detroit's. I think you can rely on them to know how to polish their rookies as long as they're willing to develop them. Unlike Orlando or Minnesota.
Who have they developed?
Well, nothing in recent years. Like Blake Griffin.
Who have they developed?
They don't have a lot of good
what
rookies.
What are you basing that on?
Like I said, it's just my feeling towards them. There's no stats or anything I can bring it, but I have a good feeling about Detroit. They've always managed to bring in decent guys. Granted, they do let good guys go as well. That's why I'm not a fan of them as a competent, competitive franchise. I don't see Detroit that way. Granted, I know they have in history, but in the modern era of basketball, I don't see them that way.
3 championships.
But I see them like they're good enough to compete for the 8th seed.
Detroit.
Not right now, but like they have been in the last decade.
Yeah,
and that's Detroit for me. Like they're good enough to get a team to compete for the 8th seed.
They're one of the most like losing franchises.
Yeah, they're horrible. Like as a competitive team, they're horrible, but I trust them in being able to develop players. Like Luke Kennard's a good player.
And they let him go.
They let him go. Christian Wood, great player. Let him go. That's the thing. Competitive-wise, why let these guys go when you've developed them? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I feel like...
they got Mason Plumlee.
I didn't think it'd be mentioned on this pod.
I always mention Plum Dog.
Him and freaking Etuan Moore. You've got a hard on for Etuan Moore for some reason.
No, I just never forget his face.
Never forget his face. He never leaves your mind. Shit, man. You'd be, before bed, instead of counting sheep, be counting Etuan Moore. All his jersey numbers.
All I want is more.
All you want is more in the rafters. This is you freaking idiot. But I have faith. Killian Hayes is just having a horrible, horrible year. I didn't think he'd be the best rookie. I didn't think he was getting Rookie of the Year. I didn't anticipate him to average 4 points, under 30% from the field, under 50% from the line.
Give him time. He's young. He's French.
Because I do love my French plays. Ntilikina started the other night was balling out.
You have a thing for young French boys.
That sounds bad when you put it like that. I love Ntilikina. It's a coincidence, okay? I love Ntilikina.
Tony Parker, Killian Hayes.
I'm not a big fan of Tony Parker. I appreciate what he's done for the league and the franchise in San Antonio. I'm not a big Tony Parker fan.
You have a thing for young French boys.
No, and
that's fair. A lot of people do.
You're weird. You're weird. That's all I'm going to say.
Speaking of all we're going to say, we're probably going to wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap it up.
We've recapped little parts of the season. We'll keep it short because this is our first video episode.
What I will say is, we always say we're going to keep it short. This shit isn't going to be short.
No.
But it feels like I'm doing like a Troy and Abed in the morning bit.
When you said, yeah, a little bit. When he first sent me a photo of the setup, I'm like, wow, it looks like a talk show.
Yeah, then you asked me, do I want to be Letterman or Conan O'Brien? And I don't know who I want to be because I love them both dearly.
I'm Conan.
Oh, you're going in.
Yeah.
All right, that's because you're taller. I'll be.
I'm like 1 inch taller than you.
That's still taller though. That's still taller. I
guess.
But what I'll say lastly is, if you can't tell, how we started this podcast from the very beginning, it was a casual conversation, and it's something I very much enjoyed. And towards the end, I guess, of season 1 is what we'll just dub it now. It got more towards the news articles and giving you weekly news, and that kind of didn't lend into our personalities too much. We didn't get to express our emotions in certain things like I got to today. And it'll be more of like it is today, where we just watch basketball and as fans talk and discuss it and just have fun with it. Obviously, there'll be things we need to touch on throughout the weeks, but it's going to be more just us having fun. And I feel like that's where we're most comfortable and it's where we excel at.
Absolutely.
So we've got an A+ rating in team chemistry.
In team chemistry.
That's what it is.
So yeah, we're back to a more casual setup. And yeah, so, wow, it's been so long since I've done an outro.
It's been so long. We didn't prep for this at all.
No, but I just rocked up and I'm like, let's do it.
We are really good at this.
Yeah.
Without prep.
We talk.
We talk
a lot without.
I talk too much.
So, you can find us on all your favorite streaming
Spotify,
platforms.
iTunes, Anchor, Breaker, whatever else we're on.
Apple Podcast.
Oh, yeah, Apple's got their own...
Yeah, that was a pain to set up because I set that one up.
That's right, that was a pain. Yeah, so please go there because that was a big pain.
We're going to be on YouTube.
Lots of heartache.
I haven't created the YouTube channel yet.
Wow, I thought you did.
No, it's been a week. It's been a big week for me. I've got a new job.
No prep. Congrats on your new job, by the way.
So you'll probably be able to find it. Just look up the Low Block or the Low Block Podcast.
Yep.
I'll have it done by the time this goes up.
Yep. All right. You do that. You've got a shift to go to today. I'm very, very excited for you. I'll be sipping some water and to congratulate you because that's what we do as healthy boys. I'm dieting now for the podcast.
We're both dieting.
Because boy, I look like a potato when we're doing some test shots.
It's very confronting having a video.
It's so confronting, dude. I hate it.
But we're doing it.
We're doing it for the sake of becoming a farmer one day.
There's also a face reveal.
Yeah, because I don't have Instagram, so no one can ever see
You don't have Instagram.
No.
And I've never posted any of our faces on the Low Block Insta.
I'm just going on a tangent now. I was on Discord with Adam the other night after you told him to F off, essentially, and he came back on. And
we had a little tussle.
Yeah, a little tissle-tassle. He came on and he was like, so you got Instagram again? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have Instagram. I fucking hate Instagram. I hate social media. And he was like, no, you do. I saw you. It's like it recommended me to him. And he sent me a screenshot. And it was legit like my name and my like WhatsApp profile photo. I don't have that on anything else, just WhatsApp. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And it's my buddy, because I've been talking about a particular someone that's on Instagram, but I don't have Instagram, so I can't message them. And I've been talking about it so much. So he was like, I'm just going to create a fucking account and message this person on your behalf. And he almost did. He created the account and he almost did it if I was going to keep talking shit. But it's gone now. Adam, if any more recommends to you, please let me know.
How many other Josh flavors?
Yeah, that was real weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to start posting on Instagram more. We've got the Low Block Instagram account. We'll have the YouTube thing. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be hard work. So please do share it with the people.
Yeah, tell your friends.
If you can.
We're back to doing this. It'll be back to the favourite part of our weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell your friends.
Feels good.
Tell them!
Not being hunched over a freaking
not having to sit on a small
my
stool,
gosh.
either ends of a desk. Try not to bang the mic arm.
Yeah.
Or bang the desk. Because I don't know if any of the listeners heard it, but every fucking week I would bang the desk and Josh would be so mad at me for it.
This is how we look. You would bang the desk and you'd be like, you look at me like that.
I would bang the desk and I'm like, oh no.
Like, nothing I can do about it at that point.
Yeah.
You look so upset though.
So now we're in an office with a garbage bag, which I just noticed.
There's a bunch of weeb stuff in there from like 6 years ago. I'm too afraid to open it, dude.
Oh, I want to see.
Nah, we're keeping that closed. That's closed for a bit.
10 million viewers, like and we open the bag on camera.
I haven't finished unpacking at all. I can't be bothered. But like now this is all set up. I will have no choice but to. But
we'll
like
put something here.
They can't see it, so it doesn't exist.
Maybe we'll get a cardboard cutout of Mike Tyson.
Can we?
You can buy them probably.
I assume that'd be quite a bit. You can get a cardboard cutout of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's on Etsy. It's just Yugi Man. What's his name?
Yugi Man. Why don't we get all of One Direction cardboard cutouts?
Yeah, you can have Harry Styles because I can't fucking stand Harry
You
Styles.
can have the rest. Okay, thank you very much.
That's like Nicole, whatever her name was, and the Pussycat Dolls. Yeah,
yeah.
That's just One Direction in a nutshell.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Nicole Schweinsteiger did all the singing, lead and backup vocals for Pussycat Dolls because no one else could be trusted to even do backup vocals.
Like me in this freaking pod sometimes. I'm kidding. You set it up.
I record both?
You set it up too easy. What do you mean? I'm doing everything. I'm doing your voiceover right now.
Who did the intro and the outro? Bye!